For years I have used a simple webcam for monitoring my home while outside. Yet, the picture quality is not very good and sometimes I forget to turn on the software. I also use an app for iOS that turns my mobile devices into security cameras with motion detection. However, this means I have to set up my mobile devices every time at a right spot before I leave home. I have to admit it's not a very convenient arrangement, but that's what I did for quite many years. Fortunately, recently I had the chance to obtain a free wireless IP camera in exchange for my honest review. The camera I received, a FOSCAM FI9803P, appeared to me very modern and capable. As a newbie when it comes to IP cameras, I had no experience in setting up such a camera. I knew I either have to depend on the manual or on tech support. My FOSCAM FI9803P wireless IP camera arrived in excellent condition. The box had no single dent. It looked like coming fresh from the manufacturing plant. While opening it, I was pleased how easy it was to locate all parts, which were all well protected. So, I began unpacking and placing all contents on an empty table. Everything arrived in 100% mint condition. Inside the box I found, of course, the IP camera, a white, rounded power adapter, a CD with software to get the camera up and running, Ethernet cable, a Wi-Fi antenna, a mounting bracket made of solid metal, hardware and tools for the installation of the mounting bracket, a quick installation guide and other papers. There is a card warning to change the default username and password of the camera. The same warning is also in the quick start guide. It's common sense, but it looks like FOSCAM is really concerned about this matter, or it simply wants to make sure FOSCAM can tell it warned its customers. Besides, the quick start guide mentions to update the firmware regularly. I did that first thing when I installed the IP camera through its app. Okay, taking a closer look, I see that I get a lot of features for my money. The main reason I like this IP camera is its high resolution at such a low cost. It's hard to beat its low price for such a good resolution. The camera, with a 1.0 megapixel lens, is capable of reproducing 1280 by 720p HD video and, according to the manufacturer, still consumes minimal bandwidth. This IP camera has also an IP66 rated waterproof enclosure. I wondered what exactly IP66 means and found this out. Water projected in powerful jets, 12.5mm nozzle, 100 liters per minute, against the enclosure from any direction shall have no harmful effects. So, this IP camera will survive rainstorm just fine. That's a great relief for me. Please keep in mind, it says water projected, not immersed in, so don't plan to install it inside your fish tank or pool. Other features I love about this camera are the infrared LED with over 60 feet range, the ability to connect an external microphone and speaker to allow for two-way communication, email push notification when motion is detected. One thing I didn't like about this and IP cameras in general, is there is no official support for Linux. I don't know of an IP camera manufacturer that offers any help to Linux users. The only software I know of is Zoma, which offers a free version but without remote access. I did not use Zoma with my FOSCAM camera. I used Windows in my installation. If I need to view my IP camera from Linux, I use angelcam.com, where I get free cloud recording. Enough said about the specs. I will tell you how my experience was installing this camera. The installation went mostly smoothly. Finding a right spot for my camera was the hardest part. I decided to temporarily install it indoors as I don't have enough extension wires. The mounting bracket turns out to be very flexible and makes the installation so much easier, and I was able to install it on top of a piece of wooden furniture. Installing the actual camera went really fast. I had to use only one screw to connect the body of the camera with the mounting bracket and just 3 screws to install the mounting bracket itself. What I did next is to connect the camera to my PC through Ethernet. Accessing the IP camera's interface is a bit annoying because I had to use the ancient Internet Explorer first before I could use my favorite browser, Google Chrome. On FOSCAM's website, I learned that a recent firmware made it possible to use the Google Chrome browser. So, I went ahead to upgrade. However, I did not use my PC to upgrade the camera's firmware. I recommend using the FOSCAM app. Connect the camera, click on the cogwheel for settings and tap on firmware upgrade, and if needed, tap again and the firmware is updated. The FOSCAM app makes it much easier to update the camera. Simply make sure you're on the same network. I didn't have any issues at all modifying the settings of the camera, set up email alerts and turn on motion detection at a certain schedule. I am using the web interface of the camera and tried also the software provided from the CD. Yet, I did not like that software, uninstalled it and now use the web interface. The one thing I had issues, or simply bad luck, is getting my camera from wired to Wi-Fi connection. It took me several attempts to switch to Wi-Fi, but the effort was well worth it. I think the problem was that I disconnected the Ethernet too early from the camera after entering my Wi-Fi info. Once all was set up, I was happy all is working fine and still does. The camera is easy to manage no matter what interface I am using. In all, it took me a bit over 30 minutes to install and have all settings modified to my liking. However, I'm not done yet. I still have to get myself an appropriate microphone and speaker that I can connect to the camera and have two-way communication through the app. I connected a portable speaker and it works, so you can connect any audio device that uses regular 3.5mm jacks. With a microphone, I can then tell my camera to record by sound, too. I am satisfied with this IP camera. It has a solid, rainproof film, strong mounting hardware, the software is easy to use, provides a clear, sharp picture, and I was able to install it in a short time with little effort, except for the Wi-Fi setup where I guess I disconnected the Ethernet too early. It certainly will not be my last IP camera from FOSCAM. This outstanding FOSCAM IP camera improved my home security setup significantly.